Yeah. We are looking at the names of God. Actually, the topic I have, the actual topic of the 40 days, Carol. Do you remember it, Carol? Let me put you on a spotlight, my friend, while I'm looking for it. Huh? Right. I had it, right? It is actually our identity, Jesse. Eh? Our identity and purpose through God's names. And I thought about this one day and said, this could be a very powerful topic. How do I identify yourself? And what is your purpose in this world or in life? Dr. Luyeo. And how do you identify yourself and identify your purpose? Through the lens of God's names. For example, today, I don't Hashamayim, the Lord of heaven. Emily, wewe unajionaje kupitia hii jina ya Mungu wa ulimwengu wa mbinguni? And this is what pushed me to come up with this series. It's very interesting that, Carol, I had like 25 sermons done. The first day when I started, Carol, they wouldn't just add up. So I'm literally doing them every day. Every day God gives me the words, the vision. Oh, tools za kuandika zipo. I can just speak and it types and put all the good grammar. Because I found out that Mungu hatumii kiporo. God doesn't use leftovers. He's not a God of something put in the deep freezer. Doli, umesikia? Neno ya Mungu anapika hapo hapo.
Ndio.
Unajua Doli kwa nini? I found this very interesting. No wonder kulikuwa na friji ya mana. Kulikuwa na friji ya mana. No. Mana. Nachukua siku hiyo nakula siku hiyo. Today we are talking about the Lord of heaven. And if you are fasting, just remember that tomorrow let nothing that enters in your stomach take away your heart. Let it be only kitu moyoni kwako. For he's the bread of life. And whoever comes to him shall not be hungry. And the name Adon, Hashamayim, Hebrew word. Hashamayim means the heavens. Adon means Lord or Master. Kero, nikaona hii ndio ile dawn the dawn inatoka huko, the dawn. All right, master, complete. Angel, karibu. I like Angel. Angel anapata kote kote. We were with her on the other side. She's here. She gets the best of the two worlds. Karibu, karibu binti yangu. Mungu akubariki. So the Lord of all heavens is the one we want to look at. And in your heart, how does your identity, how is your life, how does it relate to the Lord of heavens? And we are going to look at it through a very famous story that we know since childhood. Yesterday, we stood with Abraham after his battle, remember? And we learned the name Magen Avraham, meaning the what? Ngao, the shield of Abraham, the shield of Abraham, a God who protects those who step out in faith. Not that arrows won't come, they'll come. Don't even talk about the arrows. No wonder I like Psalms 23. Yes, inasema, you set a table in the midst of my enemy. Wewe, niseme kwa Kiswahili, wewe Karo, chakula imewekwa hapo, baada ya kung'ang'ana nayo unaangalia madui aliko pembeni. You know, we talk about enemies so much that we forget about the food. It really bothers me. Sister Mary, ng'ato toko ni oketo gweno, gachuta, gibo, juu ya mesa. Wewe unaangalia mbwa na ngojea huko nje.
Very absurd. Very absurd.
Very absurd. And you find people talking about their enemy's enemy. Talk about what God has done. The food in front of, kula hiyo kitu. Umana nayo. Joyce, piga hiyo kitu. Achana nao wanakuangalia madui. He's your shield. Don't talk about the arrows. The shields for that, Dr. Luyeo. Get busy with what you are supposed to be doing. And we sit narrating stories about the problems and all that. Why don't you talk about God himself? That's why even this one, talking about we are fasting for 40 days. Why don't you say, Carol, we are praying for 40 days? Angelica, ebu nipe kuku. Unajua tunachemsha, au sio? We are here seeking the Lord for 40 days. And Juliana, we talk about missing food for 40 days. Allah. Go back and eat the food. You know, this thing has been hitting me, Pastor Barrow, for the last 1 week. Oh, I feel so bad. I'm fasting. So it's about food. Why don't you talk about, I'm seeking my Lord? This is a special season for me. So today we change locations. Yesterday we saw Magen Avraham, our shield. So today we leave the tent, my brothers. We enter the palace, the Babylon's king's palace. The grandson now is in charge. Nebuchadnezzar is gone. And today's question is this: what happens when someone refuses to acknowledge the Lord of heaven, this Lord, Adon Hamashayim. Mary, what happens when you declare not to recognize Adon Hashamayim by actually degrading him? Not just
He
in
shows,
theory, but practically.
he shows you who he is.
Actually, he shows you who you are. Mama usigeuze hiyo. He
He
shows you
doesn't
who you are.
accept changes.
Not who he is. Because he doesn't say. It is the one who is. Unajua, why do I say that, Sister Caro? He doesn't change. Wewe ndio umebadilika, unajiona mkubwa. Sasa anakuonyesha wewe ulivyo mdogo. He puts you in your place. No. He doesn't show you who he is. He doesn't change. He is who he is.
I am who I am.
Exactly. Now where were you? Who doesn't want to acknowledge him? You are pretending to bring his vessels. Oh, I love this story. So, this story shows us the answer. Fadhili, when you refuse deliberately to acknowledge the Lord of heaven, knowingly, knowing that he is a God, but out of your own stubbornness, you refuse. This is a grandson of Nebuchadnezzar. Remember the great king of Babylon. And we know what he went through. Alikula kichapo. He learned the hard way to respect the God of Israel. And I believe this young man was in the palace, growing up, being groomed to become a heir. But he learned nothing. Just like most of us, Sebastian, we don't learn from others' mistake. Sebastian, unakumbuka ile Kiswahili nasema ukiona mwenzako ananyolewa wewe weka maji. Ukiona mwenyako ananyolewa weka maji. We don't learn. We don't learn. So he sets up what I call a feast of pride. He throws a massive party. Oh, in Africa, Nairobi, Tanzania, jama. Watu wana party. Can you believe a poor country like Tanzania? My brother and sister, people can do a party for 3 days. And you find the cars parked there. The Bugattis, Lamborghinis, the Range Rover. Oh, man. Hey, people, watu wana kiburi. Now one night, he threw this massive party. We know the story. Thousands of guests, wine flowing. He gets drunk and starts bossing. And then he remembers, oh man, I don't know. Out of nowhere, something flashes across. Can you bring those vessels? The vessels that his grandfather didn't touch. His grandfather, whom I've not researched the name, didn't touch. And him as a grandson decides what? Out of pride kuzileta. He gives a command to bring the gold and silver vessel which his granddad Nebuchadnezzar had taken from the temple in Jerusalem. My brothers, sacred vessels set apart for God's worship, used for a drunken party. Fadhili, we are God's vessels. Let me not go further than that. We are his vessels. This is ultimate contempt, brothers. They drink wine using God's vessels, dedicated for God. They praise their gods of gold and silver and bronze and iron, wood and stone, things created by God. And yet they use the vessels of the true God to worship false God. I love my God. God can't stand that. He's a jealous God. And that night, he showed that he's a God of heaven. He showed that he's a God of heaven. So what happens? I don't know what they call it nowadays. Fadhili, hebu niambie, you're an expert here. What do we call it nowadays? Eh? Hologram or what? Eh? Maybe a hologram, not a projector. Eh? A hologram. On the wall. In the same hour, the finger of a man's hand appearing and wrote on the plaster of the wall. Not a plaster. Those walls were of stone. Pastor Barrow, I believe, is the same finger that inscribed the Ten Commandments, the stone that Moses broke. Eh? A disembodied, a hand disembodied, writing the wall, the palace wall. The king trembled with fear. And I like the narrations, the Bible commentary of what happened. And some versions of the Bible said that, hey, his knees started to shake and hit each other. Eh? And I can add to that in my mind. Okay, things started coming out. They had drank and all that. And the wine went. Now they were very, very sober, while actually messing themselves up. So magicians are called, astrologers are called. None could read it. Yet I read a comment. I don't remember where I read it. Pastor Barrow, I could be wrong. Anyway, I could be wrong. But this commentator says that actually it was not in a language that they don't know. They were so worried. They were so confused, Fadhili. Wamekunywa pombe. Hata maandiki, even the writings now, they won't understand. Eh? The Queen Mother is asked, and she tells this grandson, eh? There is a man who actually can tell you what is written there. They call this 8-year-old guy who was too old. They didn't even invite him to the party. He was too old. He's brought to the king. And the guy is drunk, Pastor Barrow. And can you see what he offers? He wants to entice. He pretends. This guy is so shaking, worried. Yet he thinks that he can bribe a man of God. And it calls them generous. We read in Daniel 5:16. Purple robes, which are royal garments of a kingdom. Mary, but a kingdom
Yeah.
that is going to fall within a few hours. That very night. Anataka kukupa si utaivaa wapi? Where are you going to put it on? A gold chain. Yeah?
Showing off his riches.
No. A gold chain, mama. But a real chain binding you to the caste system.
Mm-hmm.
It's a chain. He is trying to chain just because It is a chain. Doesn't matter whether it is gold or a rope. It binds you to what?
Binds you to the wall.
Exactly. I want you to get these three things. We are going to see ahead as to what God offers compared to this. Purple robes, yeah? Kingdom that's going to end in a few hours. Gold chain is just a chain. It's a chain is a chain. Whether it's made of wood or whatever, it's a chain. Yeah? And then is your third ruler. Why not second? Oh, my wife is there. So you're going to be the third. Huh? A kingdom, Fadili, Uncle Fadili, that will end up with nothing in the morning. Eh? Daniel knows all of this. Yet the guy is so drunk, he's bragging. Eh? Waswahili tunasema mtu mzima unamtishia nyau wenjo. Unanibabaisha. Na vijisenti vyako. Mtu mzima unatishiwa vijisenti hivi. Gold chain. Huyu ni fake. Daniel's, I like his response. Let your gift be for what? For yourselves. Mtafute mwingine. I like Daniel. Man, huyu mzee. Find somebody else, Pastor Barrow, to give your stuff from. Nevertheless, I will read the writing to the king. Keep your gifts. I'll tell you, Dr. Luyeo, keep your gifts. You have a patient who wants to bribe you to give him a report. You say, no. Just keep it. I'll give you a report. Okay? Keep it. It might help you. Okay? I'll tell you the truth for free. Now, why did Daniel refuse such incredible results? This is what, if at all, you want to get away with something today, take this screenshot. It talks about the gold chain. A tool of what? Enslavement. Why did Daniel saw through? He saw through the honor. It looks like honor. Gold chain, beautiful, but it's still a chain, as I said. The world gives you honor that binds you to it. Sebastian. It binds you to the system. Accept this world gifts. You become their slave. You cannot live. You will fall with it. When Babylon fell that night, everyone wearing its chain fell with it. Daniel knew a gold chain just is still a chain. Better to serve God freely than to be enslaved by Babylon's honor. A chain is still what? A chain. What was he waiting for? He was waiting for white robes. I like that. In Revelation, Christ's righteousness. Mama Mary, internal purity.
Yeah.
White robes, sio ile nyingine ya zambarao. Revelation 3 verse 5. 3, 4, 5 says, they will walk with me in what? In white.
White.
He knew. How about a crown? Oh man, hey. Yeah, a crown of life. Not a chain that binds, but a crown that glorifies forever. Be faithful, I'll give you the crown of life. He was waiting for this. And the guy tell you, you'll sit next to my wife. Hey. Yeah, man, look at this. Pastor Barrow, we are going to sit with Christ. With him. With. Sebastian, not a third place, with. Ah, I will grant to sit with me on my throne. And this guy tells us, you'll come after my wife. Just tell me. He tells me, no. Keep them. I'll tell you the interpretation for free. And this is what Babylon offers us. I don't have to say anymore. This is what we are waiting for. And this is what we are being offered. It is up to you and me. Now, the guy said, okay, kick him. Now they're writing. Mene tekel fasten. God has numbered your kingdom, and it is done with you. You have been weighed and found wanting. Your kingdom is gone. That very night, the Persian and Median army invaded Babylon. They entered through the dried up riverbed, a symbol of the kingdom drying up. And the same guy who offered Daniel some stuff was done. He was done with. The man who refused to acknowledge the Lord of heaven met the Lord as God. When you know God, and when you refuse to acknowledge the Lord of heaven knowingly, just like Belshazzar, you don't meet him as a savior. You meet him as a judge. There's no qualm about that. That's a crucial truth. For he says, God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. His grandfather humbled himself, but after some really havoc, 7 years with animals, but he eventually humbled himself, and God restored his kingdom. This grandson, who had all the time Mary to learn from Kwaru, his grandfather must have told him the stories. He could not humble himself. Unasemaje dada?
He was old enough to see.
Yes.
His grandpa turned into an animal. He knew.
He knew. And he must have told the grandson, Belshazzar. But he refused. And God doesn't stand pride. Pride is what brought Satan out of heaven. Pride or humility. This distinction determines our destinies. And let it determine yours. A lot of us think we are the center of everything. Even in the church, we are the center of everything. Everything revolves about us, nobody else. I don't need anyone. And actually they say, I don't need anybody. I don't need other edifices. They can even sing songs. They don't need other. I need only Christ. I don't need anybody. I know the best. Leave me alone. It is between me and my God. My time is my own. I've earned what I have. Why? I've been blessed just like you. Count your blessing, don't count mine. Hey, pride. I'm the center. I know it all. And Fadili, they can even tell you, I'm a PK. Eh? When I was born, the Bible was on my head. Hmm? I see it every morning. What are you going to tell me? Hey, humility. God is the center of your life. I need God every moment. Not my word, but your word is the truth. My days are numbered by you, O Lord. Help me count mine. Everything that I have is a gift from you. Lord, even on this seat that I'm sitting on and talking to your people, Lord, it is an opportunity that you have given me to know you better and to share your word with your people. Break me down. Break me down. You are my only standard. Let no other human be my standard. Crush me first. Put me through a furnace, Lord, so that whatever I say here, help me to live it. Help me to live it. And I'm not speaking because I'm better. I'm speaking because I need you, Lord. Have you ever taken something sacred and treated as common? Your own body. The holy time. Your sacred covenant. The church. And this one I'm going to speak on a little bit. We mad of the church, man. The way about we talk about the church and the leaders. We ridicule. You find somebody talking about the elders. Hey, the deacons, the administration. We point fingers. That's God's vessel. It is a holy vessel. Don't look at the people around it, Joshua. Mind your mouth, Joshua. Oh, wanaiba pesa ya Mungu. Where's it to? They're just thieves. Church nowadays, oh man, there's nothing like church nowadays. Watch out. Watch out. Remember Belshazzar. Yes. Yes. They need salvation. They need Jesus just like you. But it is a sacred. It is the only. Let me tell you, my brother and sister, that's the only verse for salvation. Nothing else. No matter what problems are there, it is God's vessel. God did not condemn Belshazzar because he did not know. And Pastor Barrow, this hits me that we, the people who talk about the church, know the church very well. Huh? And they don't want to know that Christ died for it. Just like Belshazzar. He had many opportunities to know and obey the truth, but he chose a life of pleasure and self-glorification. And some of us are so popular just by ridiculing church administration. Yes, they have problem, but remember, it is God's church. Remember, Belshazzar didn't fall because he didn't know. He fell because he knew and refused. Knowledge increases accountability. And for us, some of us, Rachel, tumezaliwa kanisani. I was born in the church. I should know better. The more you know, the more you are responsible for. And I decided this even just talk about God's church because you hear people talking really, oh man, so painful. And let this psalm give us some hope. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. He shall cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you shall take refuge. Let's take refuge in him. Let's not be Belshazzar type. And the secret starts with your posture. Posture of humility before God. So, why don't you declare your identity that I stand before the Lord of heaven, not in pride, but in humility. My breath is in his hands. My days are numbered by him. Let me glorify him alone. Let that tonight become your identity declaration that your breath is in his hand, your days are numbered in him by him, and you will glorify him alone. Tomorrow we'll see the God of Bethel. We'll send with Jacob a night of fear and loneliness. And we've passed through a lot of those fears. And some are coming. But we'll see El Bethel himself. The final word is that let's humble ourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt us in due time. Humble yourself, and you'll find grace. The Lord of heaven, remember that as you go to sleep, your breath is in his hand. Your days, even tomorrow, God willing, is numbered by him. He loves those who come to him in humility. So, soli de gloria, glory to him alone. Good night. God bless you.